still love the intro, Brock. I still love the intro, Brock. Did you get so many questions yesterday about the Nashville changes? Just to recap for anybody who is on here today who may not have heard, or anybody who has questions, let's take a couple of minutes right now to get those out of the way. Turn my volume up. There we
I was
go.
surprised. I had a couple people give me the middle finger emoji. No,
Right?
I'm just joking, everybody. Actually, we sold three more tickets yesterday, so that was exciting on that. So yeah, we changed the date all. It's nothing crazy, but we had to align it up for the how many of you have ever been to an NHL hockey game? Put it one in the chat if you've been to an NHL, not AHL, NHL hockey game. I've been to several of them, Rebecca. In Nashville, the reason why I wanted it to be the hockey game in Nashville, they're crazy, y'all. It's absolutely, it's like a scene
Brock,
like
I think that the craziness is synonymous with all hockey fans, because I've been honestly a little afraid to go, because you watch those people and you're like, dang, like it gets a little lit up in a football game, but these hockey people, like they just like to fight. And I don't know, that just makes me feel like a little nervous. Like I don't want to fight anybody.
Well, the crazy thing with Nashville, for those of you who are getting ready to come to Nashville, is they play music every freaking place you can imagine. There's a band all in the fans. There's a stage in the fans and they play music. I'm like, it was the craziest thing when Jim Morris took me there. I'm like, is that a band playing music right there? It is wild. So I was just like, we got to have the welcome party be at an event like this. And so their game's Sunday evening at 6. So the way the venue worked and everything else, and for the VIPs to be able to go, like when we had so much fun on the boat ride in Key West, I was like, we have to do something crazy. So that's how it all turned out. So nothing too crazy at the date change. We got the hotel lined up as well. So I will have the link today now. For those of you, I had several people ask me for the rooms. 188 bucks. 180 bucks, and the cheap one's 169. So you
And is
really
that
like,
188 for a night, or is that 188 for the entire stay?
well, let's just not be crazy. It's for a night. It's for a
Okay.
night. But yeah, I mean, I looked at it compared to Key West. Like everybody was like, what, 330 a night at Key West? Where like here, you could split it. I mean, you could even throw it. They got breakfast, they got drinks, they got a full kitchen. I mean, even if you're rooming with somebody, it's like 90 bucks a night. You can't go wrong.
I love it. I love it. So, Brock, I'm going to ask you
What
the
are you going to
question.
talk about, Rebecca? Give somebody what you're
Well,
going to tell. What are you going to talk
we're
about at Nashville?
we're we are going to be talking about
Oh,
showing
is it a
up
secret?
in
I love secrets.
confidence. That's how we show up in confidence. Because one thing that I notice about a lot of real estate agent professionals, especially, is that they're like hairdressers. They get stuck in competition mode. They think, oh, well, I can't, like in the hair world, it's like, oh, well, I can't do, balayage highlights as good as that person does. So I shouldn't even try them. And it's like, oh, well, I don't do as much volume as this person. So I shouldn't even try to call these cold calls or do anything like that. So they never do anything different. So I'm going to be talking about showing up in confidence and realizing who the heck you are and what makes you unique and special and deserving of all of the success it is that you seek in the world of real estate. So I'm going to ask everybody to come off mute, and we're going to go one by one. I'm going to start with Brock, and then I'm going to go to Danny, and then Bethany, and then Jada. And I'm going to ask you, how are you today? And I just want one word, and then you can put yourself back on mute. So, Brock, how are you today?
Amazing.
Good. Danny, how are you today?
Excited.
Oh, that's good. Bethany, how are you today?
Grateful, energized.
Oh,
That's the word.
oh, oh, we get two words. All right. Jada.
I am blessed.
Ooh, Miss Jacqueline. Jackie Spain. Jackie Spain.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Jarek, how are we this morning? Not participate. Oh,
You doing good?
I like it. Jennifer Wong, how are you this morning? You're on mute, baby.
If you're talking to me, I am blessed and highly favored.
I love it. That's Jennifer Warren. Miss Jennifer Wong. There we go.
Okay, yes, I'm great. Thank you.
Great. All right. Rika, then Dee, then Manuel. Rika, how are you this morning? It's nighttime where you are.
Hi, I'm blessed this morning. Thank you.
Miss Dee, how are you?
I'm strong.
Oh, I like that one. Manuel, how are you this morning?
I am blessed.
Bless. I love it. Michelle.
Top of the morning. I'm blessed too. And waking up. Jealous.
I love it. I love it. Miss Patricia Cat Bermudez. I love somebody with 3 names.
I am wonderful.
I love it. Miss Jessie.
I'm terrific.
Oh, I like it. Miss Wendy Proctor.
Energized.
Energized. Steve B.
I am well. Driving, sorry.
Well. That's all right. All good. That's a note taker. They're not going to be able to answer. Mr. John Hart.
Great.
Great. Miss Sherry Letterman.
Determined.
Oh, I like it. Miss Jill.
I am happy.
Happy. I like that a lot. Miss Kimberly Thayer.
I'm feeling good.
Feeling good. I like it. I like it. Mr. Paul.
Splendid.
Splendid. He even put a little extra oomph into that. Miss Amanda, then Rosario.
I'm still.
Say that one more time.
I was just saying that I'm still sick here with the flu, but I'm showing up.
Well, we are praying for you, Miss Amanda, to feel better. And Miss Rosario, we are praying for you as well. If you can come off mute and give us one word with how you are today.
I am grateful.
So good. Miss Dawn.
She took my word, grateful, but I'm also inspired.
Oh, I like it. I like it. And Miss Diane, who just had hip replacement surgery. How are we this morning?
I am oddly pain-free for the moment. And I'm also very grateful. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. That's a great one. And Mr. Chad Free?
I am fulfilled.
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. And you know what I love more than anything about what just happened there is none of you guys said, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine." Because so often in life, because we have 8 areas of life, okay? And sometimes we may be really good in one area and not so good in the other. Like we may be doing good, like personally in our relationships. We may be feeling fantastic. We may be feeling fulfilled, grateful, strong, determined, inspired, motivated, whatever that word is in one area, and still not feel so good in the other areas. And then whenever that happens, we almost all instinctively, let's say that we have something going on in our relationship, okay? Because when most people look at me, they think that, hey, this girl has it all together. And listen, I will always show up like I look like I have it all together. But sometimes on the inside, there have been periods of my life where I didn't have anything together, was completely miserable. But I would tell everyone around me, like, how's everything going? Oh, it's going fine. It is going fine. And the reason that we kind of default to that whenever in those areas of life, whenever we're not feeling so fine, because how many of us would say that we're feeling that word that we used this morning in every area of our life? If you would use that in every area of your life, we are talking about in your career and your work, in your finances, your health and wellness, your family and your relationships, your personal development, your spirituality, your contribution and giving, and then your ability to have fun and play as an adult. How many of you, put a 5 in the chat, would use that same word to describe all 8 areas in your life? Jesse is nailing it. Jennifer, Danny, Brock, Jada, everything is kicking on all 5 cylinders for all of you guys. Rosario, Jennifer, Warren. Yes. The reality is sometimes we show up and we say that we're using those words, but they're actually filtered because we don't want others to know what's really going on. And a lot of times we don't want others to know what's going on because that shakes our confidence. So like for me, there was a time in my life in my previous marriage, it's like, how are you guys doing? Oh, we're doing good. We're doing good. I didn't even use the word fine. I said, we're doing good. And it was not good. It was not good. And I never, ever, ever talked about it. So I always abandoned myself. And I share this today to give you guys encouragement that sometimes life is messy. And then I want you to figure out, am I living a filtered life where I'm just putting on the filter on these social media filters? And this thought for this talking came to me. If you follow me on social media at all, I've been in my stories over the past 5 days. On Friday afternoon, I had a chemical peel done on my face, on my neck, and on my chest. Okay. So I had a very bad sunburn a few years ago, and my chest is a different texture than the rest of me. And so, yes, Brock, I see that. I was sitting in the shade. Y'all, I'm so white that I can sit in the shade and get burned. Okay. I was out in this shade for 1 hour. There had to have been some kind of reflection because the sunburn was like this side of my face, my neck, and then over across this top part of my chest. It was like the weirdest placement ever. But I got a sunburn, and the texture on this part of my neck especially is a different texture. So I'm like, we're going to peel this off. Let's see if we can get rid of some of that uneven skin texture because it could potentially turn into skin cancer. So I'm showing up in my stories with documenting my journey, and people start coming into my inbox and they're like, you are so brave to show up with no makeup. Your face is all red. You're itching it. You don't even have any mascara on. I'm like, I'm afraid to put mascara on because I don't want to have to put extra pressure on it because your skin feels really tight after a chemical peel. But as I did one addressing of that, and I encouraged the people who had shared that with me, because most women, we don't like to show up without our makeup on. We like to put that filter of makeup on. And sometimes we feel like we are not pretty enough if we don't have that makeup on, okay? And that's the same as you may not feel like you are good enough in an area of life where you're saying like, I'm grateful, I'm blessed, even when you don't really feel like you are blessed in that moment. You know, it's like, for me, how are you guys doing? We're doing good. There was no part of me that was going to go around saying like, we're doing really bad. Like, we're doing really bad. There was no part of me that was going to go around and say that. That was the filter that I put on for the world to see. And sometimes in life, we all do that as well. And so I went on to say that, do I absolutely prefer the way that I look with makeup on? Absolutely. But do I need makeup to make me feel like I am enough or that I am pretty or any of those things? And the answer to that is no, because our real transformation in life, so we all have a potential and then we all have a purpose. And how many of us on here, we're going to put a 2 in the chat. We're going to put a 2 in the chat for this one. How many of us on here feel like we have a little bit more potential that we may not really be living up to, whether it's in life, whether it's in business, in our relationships, whether it's in our ability to contribute and give, whether it's in our ability to actually play as adults and go do things that are fun for us without anybody else. Yes, yes, we all have more potential. And between that potential and purpose is your confidence in yourself to actually go for it. Because what happens is your brain begins to take over. And so before I ever went to hair school, I took entry-level psychology and chemistry classes. Some of you guys know this, some of you guys do not. But in those entry-level psychology classes, we learned about a man named Maslow with his little hierarchy, okay? And so confidence is on that 4th level. And below confidence is your basic needs, like you need your food, you need your water, you need your shelter. And then on top of that is your safety and security. Now you need to make those things safe and you need to feel secure in them. And then on top of that is our love and belonging, where you create all of your relationships, your jobs are on these level, your friendships are on these level. And so whenever you feel like you have more potential in some area of life, but you have people in your corner who are saying, well, why would you host a retreat in Nashville? You don't know anybody in Nashville, Brock. D, why would you go into luxury real estate? You don't live in a $10 million house. You start listening to what other people say. Somebody might say, Jada, why would you even try to get your 4-year degree? Don't you know how hard school is for you? Yeah, we all do. Rebecca, why would you go and coin your own word and start applying for TED Talks? You don't know that much. Because you see, whenever we start knowing that we have more potential because God puts that calling on our life, if we don't have the confidence to actually go for it, we'll start listening to all of those people who tell us we don't belong in the room. And you want to know the big thing? And sometimes these are our closest family members. They don't feel comfortable with us in that room because they don't feel comfortable in that room. And I believe it was T.D. Jakes who said, it doesn't matter what people call you, it matters what you answer to. So when someone tells you, D, you don't belong in luxury real estate, and you know your potential is to be in luxury real estate, that's your passion, that's what you want to do, and you listen to that person who tells you not to do it, you are compromising your confidence. You are compromising your integrity, and you are compromising your purpose. Because the odds of any of us being born are 1 in 400 trillion, okay? If you've heard me speak in person, you've heard me say that before. Those are the odds of your mother and your father having sex at the right time, the egg being fertilized by the sperm, it safely making its way into the uterus, attaching to the uterine wall, you being carried to full term, and just being born. You making it to the point that you're at now is even more rare than that. But that is why each of us are so uniquely made. And so whenever you know that you have more potential, you are going to have to cultivate your confidence to get to that higher level of purpose. You have to biohack it. And that is why I created Confidology, the study and daily practice of confidence. I combine the 3 things that I love: cosmetology, that's where the CO and Confidology comes from, with confidence, the NFID, and ology, OLOGY, which is the study of it. So it is a beautiful study of the self practice of daily confidence, because it does take a daily reminder. And I love words of affirmation, and I love it even more when you add a confidence statement in that. And the confidence statement that I want each and every one of you to write down today, make yourself a note in your phone, send yourself an email, send yourself a text, whatever you have to do. I want you to write this sentence out. I am, put your first and your last name. And today I am creating confidence in my potential. My name is your first and your last name. And today I am creating confidence in my potential. Because whenever you do that, it's even better if you can look at yourself in the mirror when you do that. Even if you just put your little phone on, put it on selfie mode. Amy Kane's been working on me with selfie mode, and I've been getting my things backwards. And anyway, we're still trying. But put it on selfie mode, because when you see yourself, you actually begin to biohack your brain. So those negative thoughts, when they come from other people, and a lot of times they're going to come from you, you're going to be your own worst critic when it comes to reaching your potential in your life, in your business. You will be your own worst critic, hands down. Nobody will likely talk to you as terribly as you talk to yourself, because your brain's belief systems can be rewired. You just have to know how to do it. So my top 3 things are that confident statement. The next thing are power poses, like throw those shoulders back, stand up tall. This is why I love wearing either cute sandals or heels or wedges. You will hardly ever see me in a pair of sneakers. Nothing against sneakers. They look great on some people. I don't like them. I don't feel cute in them. I don't feel sexy in them. I don't feel accomplished in them. Not even the sneaks, y'all. You can't even put a high heel on it and make me. I don't like the look of them. I don't. If I'm going to put on a sneaker, it needs to be like something that's cute and like goes with my whole outfit, because a lot of them sneakers, they just don't. And that's just me. There's nothing wrong with sneakers. I will cheer you from the rooftops if you love wearing sneakers. That's just not me. So the confidence statements, power poses, and I am going to open up the floor for questions. So if you have any questions, if you have any feedback, you can go ahead and you can raise your hand as I begin closing this down. But you have the confidence statement. Do I exercise in heels? No, Kimberly, I don't exercise in heels, but I exercise barefooted. Yeah, because I have a little workout mat and the weights in a room downstairs. So we working out barefooted out there. But I do have some of those socks that have like the little gription things on the bottom of them. So I do like working in that. So your confidence statement, power poses, and number 3 is to name your inner critic. Mine is Felicia. And I called her Felicia because you can say, bye, Felicia. Felicia's the one that tried to tell me, don't file for trademark protection of your word. Somebody else has already done that. It's not that special. Well, guess what, Felicia? I got the trademark, and here I am now talking about it. I've shared the message with probably over 10,000 people. I get invited to be on stages to help people unlock their confidence because I created the word. So thank you, Felicia, for not believing in me. And thank you, Rebecca, for understanding that Felicia was trying to hack your confidence. She's trying to keep you stuck below your potential because sometimes she's not comfortable going in those bigger rooms and speaking to those bigger audiences. Yeah, see, and John Hart don't like the sneakers either. See, he does not like the sneakers either. John Hart, I bet you have leather dress shoes. I bet these are your favorite shoes. A good leather, a broken in leather dress shoe. Am I right or am I wrong? You can let me know. And yes, being barefooted does ground you to the earth. Yes. Diane is not a sneaker fan unless she is training, and she is using Nike. He has flip-flops. John, you're wearing the flip-flops? I love a good flip-flop too. I do too. And you like to be barefoot. See, I like to be barefoot too. Apparently, the earth has these grounding energy because our bodies, our brains are a complex network of neural pathways and synapses that are all driven by energy. Confidence and love are the highest vibrant frequency vibrations. Do you ever notice that when you, and you can go ahead and come off mute, Brock, and I'll call on you just a second. Do you ever notice that when someone walks in a room and they just have like a quiet calm and a quiet confidence about them? That is because they have fully stepped into their confidence. Their frequency that they're emitting is the same as love. They show up in peace. They show up in calmness. They show up deeply rooted in who they are. Brock, what you got?
I want to ask everybody a question here. Now, you're going to have to pay attention all because it's not going to be a number I'm going to ask you to put in here. I'm going to ask you to put a letter. Okay. And the reason why I'm going to ask this question is because what Rebecca talks about. So yesterday, Rebecca, I gave out and I'm offering 20 people only free coaching for 3 months. And right now we have 26 people and I'm still going to do another post. And so I've been asking people these questions because they have to be interviewed to come in here. And so I want just you all to be very, very honest because I've been reading a lot of your information on when I asked you why you want coaching, what are you looking to get from it? Where are you hungry? Like just basic questions of where you feel you're struggling. And I want to see how many people are still going to be honest with me right here to share with Rebecca's topic and what her conversation was. But I want you to put a C in the chat. If you think you lack confidence in the top 3 things that you're struggling with, whether it's confidence in what to say, confidence to speak to people, confidence in your selling, confidence in how you look, confidence on your weight, confidence on your spiritualness, your financialness. I just want to see how many people here, Rebecca, you're really speaking to when it comes time for confidence, because I think this is becoming one of the greatest challenges in society because there's a very fine line between confidence and arrogance and weakness or scarcity, I guess you could say. And I just see it more and more where when I see people telling me this, Rebecca, and I just wanted to validate what you're speaking speaks very loudly and boldly to this group here, and that they're all sponges on here of leaning in and why they need to talk to you and engage with Rebecca. We're going to put her information on here all. But I just feel that people, to me, and I'll let you answer this question as we can close out, but like I think it's people are scared to fail. Like they're scared to fail.
You're scared of judgment. You're scared of judgment. You're scared of rejection. But a little deeper than that, Brock, and I love that you asked that to put the C in, because if you remember at the beginning, I asked how many of you feel that same word, and we all use some strong words. We all use some great words. And remember that 2 things can be true at one time. You still can feel that and still not feel confident in one area. And so I want people to understand that when you put that C in there, that you're lacking confidence in one of those areas, yet you still feel whatever your word was there. You have to be incredibly careful and you have to understand on a very deep level who you are and what you were created to do. And you have to understand how to biohack your brain, because when you lack that confidence, your brain will kick in and it will say, well, you're going to start losing something on one of those 3 levels. You might lose your friend group. You might lose your ability to do something. You might lose a relationship. You might lose a job opportunity. You might lose an invite. You might lose things whenever you start going up in life, whenever you start walking up that ladder. And so even understand that even though you can feel whatever your word was at the beginning, you can still lack confidence. And I'm telling you, Confidology is because if you don't have the confidence to biohack what it is that you are going towards and learn how to Control, Alt, Delete, and choose the roles that you allow people, places, and things to play in your life, you never fully reach your potential. Great feedback there, Brock. Does anybody else have anything before we wrap it up and set it up for tomorrow morning at 8:15, the same time, the same link? I hope to see the same beautiful faces on there. Brock.
We got a big announcement. We had 8 people.
Another one?
Yeah, we got a lot of announcements over here. I guess we're trying to get it. I'm trying to get so much in before I go to the Philippines this Saturday. It is all I can do. But we've been making a lot of decisions over here. Okay. And so very excited, all very, very excited after interviewing and going through and reading people's information and sharing with them, some future opportunities. I just want to thank you for all those who applied for the position on Thursday. But we've made a decision. I think she brings a lot of a uniqueness. She's very popular on social media, but Justine Derby will be our Thursday leader now, speaking with us on Thursday. So very, very excited to have her. I think she brings another strong woman into the group here, just like you, Rebecca, on sharing some of her challenges. So join us on Thursdays all, as Justine will be our leader on Thursdays at 8:15 Eastern Time. And for those of you still interested in my coaching program, you can still reach out to me, DM me, so that way, because I got to make some more decisions on that before I leave. But outside of that, Rebecca, close us down, you confident, barefooted lady.
Remember, I am first and last name, and today I am creating confidence in my potential. I want to see you guys all back tomorrow morning at 8:15. If you're not already busy and booked, maybe you got some showings, some closings, something fabulous. But hope to see you back tomorrow morning at 8:15. Same link, same channel. Have a fantastic day, and don't forget who the heck you are and what the heck you were created to do in this world. Go be great, my friends.
Thank you, Rebecca. I just got a couple messages for those that are still listening. Check your spam, because I emailed everybody last night. So check your spam. If you didn't get your email, you're going to have to DM me. But for those of you who are interested in the coaching, check your spam. I got a couple messages. So, all right, all. Thanks. Bye, Rebecca.
Bye.